What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the Black Ops 3 teaser or trailer that was released recently, as well as a bunch of the information that has been released by a bunch of YouTubers that were flown out to actually play Black Ops 3 early. And I'm basically going to be referencing a lot of what Drifter has shared, so I will link his channel in the description below, so if you're interested in looking at the information itself, then make sure you go and check those videos out. I'm not really going to be sharing too much or going into too much detail about the information itself. I'm going to be kind of assuming you already know what I'm talking about a little bit throughout this video. So make sure you go and check that out if you want to see more of that information about this. And I basically just want to talk on my thoughts and opinions on everything that was shared by Drifter and by other YouTubers, as well as the trailer itself for Black Ops 3. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's talk about the campaign first, and then we'll get into the multiplayer afterwards. So basically with this campaign, some of the big changes that are going to be made, I'm not really going to talk about what we know about the story so far. Well, maybe I will share a little bit. Basically the story is there's going to be a lot of people that have been, I don't know, basically modified and turned into half machine, half human, whether it be like prosthetics for people that have accidentally lost their limbs or something. They're getting these big fancy mechanical limbs that are basically weapons built into them, and I think that's pretty cool. And then there's also some people that have volunteered to do that and have their arms removed and replaced by these super arms, these super weapon arms. And then there's also a robot apparently that is playable, and there's lots of robots in the game. I'm not sure if he's playable in the campaign or not, but my thoughts on that, I think it's kind of a neat idea. It's not too far-fetched, it's not way out there like Aliens and all that kind of stuff, and it's not quite like as far as Halo, but it is also a little bit out there, and I don't know, I think it's kind of a pretty neat idea, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. A little bit, I don't know, not really liking the idea of robots, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes with that. Now, as for how the campaign actually plays and the changes that have been made to how the campaign plays, I'm really excited for this part. So essentially, the first thing is the campaign is going to be co-op, or I think it has an option to be co-op. And I think you can have up to like 4 or 5 players. Drifter wasn't 100% sure either, I don't think. But essentially with this, you can actually play the entire campaign co-op, not just a few like strike missions or things like that. You can do the entire campaign. And I think that's really, really cool. I'm really excited for that. I actually think I'll probably end up recording that. Maybe play with a few friends or something and record a full playthrough of the co-op campaign. Or of the campaign. It's a standard campaign. It's the same campaign that you'd play solo. You just get to play it with friends. And I think that's really cool. I'm glad they've added this in. And it's kind of been a long time coming for Call of Duty, I think. And the next thing is the campaign levels and how they play out. Apparently they're going to be a little bit more like open world-ish. Rather than just following a very, very straight train track kind of thing. Like you can't really go off the path at all. You're just on one path, killing enemies and completing little objectives and stuff. This one seems to be expanded a little bit more, and I really like that. We'll have to see once again how this plays out. I haven't seen all the really big details about this. Not really many people have. But I am excited to see all this kind of stuff and see how it actually works. And that's pretty much all I wanted to mention about the campaign. I don't want to get into the storyline too much. I guess I did mention it a little bit. But now let's move on to zombies. There hasn't been a whole lot of zombies details. As of right now, it's basically just leaks. I will say I am excited that the zombies is returning, but it's no surprise at all. I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing to actually change the zombies. I'm sure Treyarch, knowing Treyarch, they're going to push it even further, and they're not just going to basically reskin it, kind of like Advanced Warfare did, where it's still the same old zombies, they just kind of reskinned it, and now there's exosuits. I'm thinking they're going to take it even a step further. I think somebody had mentioned something about possibly RPG elements to the zombies. I don't know if this is confirmed or if it was just kind of a leak or what it was, but I think that would be really cool if there's an RPG element with the zombies. Okay, so now the parts that we've really been waiting for, and this is what I really want to spend the time on, is talking about multiplayer and what we know so far about multiplayer. So one of the things that I really am kind of interested to see a little bit more in is the specialist abilities with multiplayer. Essentially what these specialist abilities, to the best of my understanding, is it's like Destiny. So if you've played Destiny before, or even if you haven't, I'll kind of explain. When you play Destiny, you have a set character type that you are, and this character has a special ability. It's the same thing with this Call of Duty and these specialist things. As you play in a multiplayer match, there's kind of like a countdown till you earn your special ability. Now, this special ability for Advanced Warfare is apparently a one-shot kill pistol, which is actually the same as it is in Destiny. There's a one-shot kill pistol that you can get, and you will earn this over time. If you do nothing, apparently, the countdown will still count down. You'll still eventually earn it that game, but the more you do, the faster it counts down to use your special ability, and the more special abilities you'll be able to call in during a match, because you'll be earning them more often, because it's not just one per match, it's as many as you can earn. And yeah, like one of them is the one-shot kill pistol, and I think Drifter said it had like 6 shots or something like that, and that seems a little bit overpowered and probably really annoying. I'm sure they're going to do lots to try and balance it out. Apparently there's no auto aim on it already. It only lasts for a few seconds, so you really have to be quick with it. You have to time it right. And if you get killed while using it, too bad, it's gone. So I do like that part about it. What are some of the other abilities? One of them is like a big slamming thing. It's basically, once again, just like Destiny. They've basically copied Destiny with this, because I know Vonderhaar was a really big Destiny fan. He grinded that out a lot, and he's got a big influence on this game. So another one is kind of this big stomp or big slam thing, like a mega boost slam, essentially, where it does area of effect damage to everyone in that area, so you can slam onto a flag or a hard point or something and basically clear it off. And another one, oh, what was the other one? I can't quite remember what the other one was, to be honest, but if you want, you can go check out Drifter's video. He explains it a little bit more. What do I think about these? I have to see a little bit more about them, but I'm not really looking forward to them too much. I didn't really like this idea in Destiny, especially the idea that everybody gets to earn this. Even by doing absolutely nothing, you'll eventually earn this. And it basically gives you free kills, and those free kills, you got to think about it from the other end as well. That's a death that you probably didn't deserve a lot of the times, like a one-shot kill pistol. What can you really do in a face-to-face encounter against a one-shot kill pistol? It's, I don't know, it seems like it might get really frustrating, especially when it's somebody that hasn't really done much to earn that. If it's a kill streak or a score streak or something like that, I'm totally fine with that, because I know that that player had actually earned it. Whereas with this, they're just giving it to you. So, I don't know, I'm not really impressed with the whole specialist system. So far, that's just based off of what I've heard though. We'll have to see it in action. Moving on to the next thing, that is the movement. Apparently, there is not going to be exosuits, but there are going to be sort of exo-like movements. So apparently these aren't really fast, jerky movements like in Advanced Warfare, so you can't just like boost really quickly or double jump or anything like that. But there is what they call a thrust jump, so it allows you to jump just a little bit higher, and apparently it's quite slow as well, so it's easy to track somebody that is doing this thrusting jump. And I'm kind of excited for that. I was hoping it would be nothing like there'd be none of those movements at all, but I am very glad it's not going to be like the Advanced Warfare double jumps, because I don't know, I did a whole commentary talking about that. I don't want to really get into it too much. I don't mind the exos for Advanced Warfare, I just don't want to see it 2 years in a row. I just want to see a standard traditional, or a little bit more traditional Call of Duty with Black Ops 3. So the thrust jump, I was a little disappointed, but at least it's not the double jump. As for the wall running, apparently you can wall run. This was seen in the trailer, it did show the guy wall running. I think it's kind of cool, but I think it's also going to be a little bit gimmicky, because from what I've heard, there's only a few places where you can actually wall run on a map. And to me, that just means it's going to be a gimmick. It's not something you can do at any time you want. It's just something you can only do in very specific situations. So I don't really see it being used too much, but then again, I haven't seen enough to really make a proper judgment on that. I'm just kind of giving you guys my initial impressions. And also, apparently you can swim underwater, and I believe this is in multiplayer. You can do that in Advanced Warfare 2, but with this you can apparently shoot underwater and everything. I don't know, we'll see how it plays out again. It's something completely different that we really haven't seen before, so it's kind of hard to judge until we get our hands on it, or until we can at least see a little bit more gameplay related to that. Now another thing, this might seem like a minor thing, but I've been waiting for this for many years in Call of Duty. There is no more panic knifing. So the knife, or while you have your gun out at least, when you are meleeing somebody, normally you just whip out your knife and you stab them and they die instantly in Call of Duty. That isn't going to happen anymore. When you have your gun out, you will actually bash your enemy with your gun, and it doesn't do 100 points of damage. Drifter said he guessed it was somewhere around 60, 65 points of damage. Maybe it'll be a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's over 50 because 2 bashes will get a kill. And this is what I've been waiting for. I really don't like panic knifing, but I do like having a melee system that is really responsive. And if I shoot you a couple times and maybe run out of ammo, I like the fact that you're hurt enough that I can just bash you and finish my kill. Or if I come around a corner, I bash you and then I manage to get a couple shots off, I feel like I also deserve that kill. Much more than if I just click one button and you drop dead, or you click a button and I drop dead. I don't really like that idea, so I'm really, really happy they finally implemented this. I've been hoping for this every year for, I don't know, the past 3 or 4 years, trying to get rid of that panic knifing and have it so you bash them with the gun and do that damage. And that's exactly what they did here. So they're definitely finally responding to some community feedback that has been giving from, I don't know, from a long, long time ago. I've seen this idea several years ago. I saw this idea pop up for Call of Duty, and finally they're implementing it. So I'm really excited about that one. As for the create a class and your pick 10, apparently the pick 10 is basically just returning from Black Ops 2 with very few changes made. And I like that. I really like the pick 10 system. The pick 13 was okay, but a lot of people just avoided using score streaks and then they stack up on a bunch of other stuff. And it made it feel like the score streaks were kind of holding you back in some cases, because you could be using them on perks or something like that. So I'd rather have the pick 10 system where everybody gets their 3 score streaks and they can work to earn those every single game, and then the class is separate from the score streaks. So I'm glad they're making a return to that, although I really don't mind the pick 13 system that much. Another thing that's a little bit related to this is your Gunsmith, or the gun customization. So with this one, you can basically build custom guns when you can have several attachments on it, like a bunch of attachments, not just the typical like maximum of 3. You can have, I think, 5 or 6 attachments total on a gun. And this is going to be interesting. I really want to see more of this. I'm really looking forward to seeing more on this. I like the fact that you can do custom paint jobs on your guns, and you can name your gun and have it stored, like it has your custom paint job and your custom attachments. I like that you can have that ready to go, and it's kind of stored on the side, and you can name it whatever you want. So I really like that. And I'm excited to see what the paint job thing is like as well, like the whole menu system and how in-depth we can get with these paint jobs on your gun. Now, another thing, I guess this is kind of the last thing that I really have information on, is the whole safe house thing. Now apparently this, you can have your guns up on the wall, and I don't know, there's a bed and stuff. I don't really understand fully what it is and what the purpose of it is, and because of that I really don't see a point for it, but we'll have to see what happens when the game comes out, or when we see a little bit more. I'm sure they'll go in great detail with this once they do a little bit more of a formal reveal where they actually talk about everything in the game. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm really excited. They are having a beta this year. It seems, anyways, they're having a beta for people that pre-order. And that's another thing that has been asked for many, many years within the community. And I'm glad they're doing it. I hope it turns out okay, though. I hope it doesn't really ruin the hype at all. Because I know sometimes a beta can do that for you. You get all hyped up, then you play the beta and you just grind it out for like 3 or 4 days or however long it lasts. And you kind of get a really good feel for the game, and you kind of lose that hype when the game actually comes out, because it's something you've already played. You've already kind of mastered a bunch of things on it. And I hope they don't really reveal too much, or they don't have too much available in the beta, but I hope they are able to learn a lot of lessons from the beta and have a much smoother launch because of that. So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. That's my initial impressions. If you guys haven't seen all this information, once again, a link to Drifter's channel will be in the description below. And I'll also make sure I leave a link to the actual trailer itself, the Black Ops 3 trailer, so you guys can check that out. I'm sure you guys have seen it already, but if you want to go watch it again, it's down below. Let me know in the comment section below what you're looking forward to the most, and also what's one thing that you maybe aren't so sure about, or you're not really too happy about, that's coming in the game in Black Ops 3. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.